how you grow. So it's good. You invite more people to join, better it is. I have invited also a couple of other people here. I think I copied you that, hey, guy joined as a mentor, and let's spread this word. It's a good thing.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And
And
nowadays, sir,
nowadays, sir,
I am
I am
also.
also.
Imraji, your
Imagine your
echo is
echo
till
is
now
still now
continuous.
continue. Okay.
So please mute, and when you will talk, then unmute and talk, because every time echo is going on from your side only. Please, thank you.
Hmm.
So, sir, nowadays we are also trying to connect with our IAS people. Those people, those IAS now retired
Yeah,
and
yeah,
living in India.
yeah. I
So
mean,
I think
everybody who is retired or who can contribute, and it is like a club. I mean,
yes, yes,
if you have time, uh, uh, you you should a little bit give. And basically, mentoring is a big thing in this country. As
yes,
I was
yes,
saying, that everybody is involved in volunteering in some kind of mentoring program. Democracy, volunteering is very important. Democracy is not a socialist government where government has responsibility to do things and people just wait for their turn to be told what they have to do. Here, we all, as an individual, have to volunteer, do things to make democracy better. And what is the better way than making people the more uh, efficient and more learned, right? So that's why mentoring is very important, and I think everybody should give some of their time. You have taken from the society so much. It's time to give to make young generation better, so that you guys can work hard, you guys can pay the tax, and then retiree can enjoy their retirement money coming from government and other sources.
yes. And naturally, sir, practically we see that our means old people in India also wake up time is early always.
Yes, they can
In,
definitely. And I mean, we can expand this one. That if there are more people, then you can do it for high school kids separate than the
yes,
college kids, than the
yes,
professionals.
yes,
We can break it into three different groups, right? I mean, there are so many things can be done. Not only this, maybe we can teach some other things.
yes, yes,
So, or we can have we can also plan later on like a 1 day seminar, or 3 hour seminar on the weekend or something, when you guys can assemble and
yes,
do a special course on any particular topic which somebody is willing to take and teach, right? So I mean, this is just the beginning, right?
yes, yes,
And I think if Himanshu sir joins today, ask him if he can volunteer, or you guys should find. We should develop a website, for this also, where everything kind of gets. You have already started putting it in the YouTube, which is good. I just
yes, yes, sir.
yeah, that's very good work. And I created a kind of Facebook group also for this. I call it NRI Mithla Mentoring
Yes,
group. I sent you email on that one. So I'll give you charge of that one too, so that you can start running it, and we all can keep circulating. Even we can create a ID on the what I call what is the new thing people are using nowadays, as a this is
Instagram.
picking up. Twitter, right? Twitter
Twitter,
is
yes,
also
yes,
kind of picking. Yeah, so that people know about it. Yeah, so you can create a
create a
kind of there also, and then more people can join. So this is good. So I see Himja Kishore. Maybe he can introduce a little bit about himself first, and then I can give a little introduction about myself.
Okay, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, my voice is proper, sir. So, good morning, Amarnath, sir. Good morning, all of you. My name is Himdak Surja. I done my MBA in finance from Darbhanga, Bihar. Uh, Currently I'm working with Commando and company as as an assistant auditor. Apart from this, if I talk about my hobbies, that hobby was traveling, listening songs, and reading book, etc. That's all about me.
Where are you located?
Currently, I'm in Delhi right now, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
My echo is coming.
Okay, no, no, sir. I think my echo is coming, sir.
Oh, maybe I'm
Anjaji,
under.
if you are using headphone, then please remove headphone.
No, no, no. I'm not using headphone. I'm not using currently headphone. Okay, I will try to rejoin again.
Okay.
Yes, because sir,
So
we see that in last session also a lot of echo. Yes, yes, Injaji.
And now I am clear. Hello.
I think now if you
Now better.
please mute.
Okay, okay.
okay, now let me try see if echo is there. Is there any echo on your side when I speak?
Manna sir, actually problem is that this class is completely free. So many person just think that this class is so free. Why I try to join? If this class is paid, then definitely you all will be joining.
Yeah, yeah, true. No. Okay. Anyway, so what can you say? You just do your best for yourself, and
Sure. Always try to do our best, sir.
yeah. Okay.
Because I want to improve my language and communication. I think so that this is the only way that we can improve our communication better.
Yeah, because you guys have a problem in India. When I was in India, I also had problem that we don't have an environment where we need to speak in English. Everybody understands Hindi, so where do you speak? Unless it is a classroom or any special setting, you don't get chance. Most of the people speak Hindi, and you can do all your business in Hindi. So it becomes like a classroom environment. Then only you can special environment you can speak. Otherwise, you don't get a chance. So this is a good way to practice. That's why uh, I I also joined you guys so that I had struggled like this long time back, and we should help you guys to improve your communication skill and be like any South Indian people or convent educated people. You can do it. I mean, because you all know basic English, you have all the vocabulary, you have all the grammar, everything you have. Only thing is that you don't have a practice of speaking uh, uh, confidently, and that's what you need to develop. And that can only happen if you speak.
Y- yes, sir. I agree that.
Okay, so tell me about a little bit about your company, what you do there in your company. You said you are auditor. What kind of auditor?
As it, sir, I basically do some internal audits, some stock audits. This is my profile. This is my profile, sir. In internal audit, once I done the audit, internal audit of NTPC Aurangabad, which is situated in Bihar, Bihar region. So and after that, I done so many stock audit of Tata Food, Tata Food, and many other companies.
Okay.
Okay.
So is this like ISO audit or safety audit or what kind of audit is this?
No, sir. Some kind of stock audit and some kind of internal audit.
Well, in, internal audit can be of, there are so many things, you know. I mean, internal audit is a
Himdaji,
kind
please
of,
mute.
you
Please
prepare for
mute
the
Himdaji.
external audit and you make
Yes.
sure whatever we say we do, you do whatever you say. Audit means that you are making sure that process which we are supposed to follow, we are following. That's what is all about. But in different industry, there are different types of audit. For example, you know, accountants do different type of audit. You and I do. I mean, I do, as a, I have done a lot of engineering audits. Okay, you are doing an audit, so I'm trying to understand uh, mm, what it is. Like, for example, there is a ISO audit in this country, and I'm sure in India also, which is a kind of that procedural audit for any company. Whatever they say they are doing, they have to demonstrate that that's true, and that is done by auditing. You generally have a internal audits, which I was in my company wherever I work, and then you make sure there are so many parts. There is turtle diagram, basically all the input output. You have to kind of regularly audit to make sure that systems which you have in place we are following. If there is any gap, then you identify those gaps and try to close it internally before you have any external audit. And then every 2 3 years you have an external company, third party audit. They come and audit system. So this one is the management audit, we call it. It's ISO audit. And then there are different audits, like for example, you can have a process audit. You can have a product audit. You can have, there are so many parts of audit, which is a spot audit, which is part of just a big quality management system audit. So I was trying to understand what is actually. So your audit is a little different types that I can understand, but I still didn't get what actually what type of audit you do in that one. When you say stock audit, it's not the finance, or is it finance?
Yes, sir. A stock audit is also put in finance. Actually, basically the stock audit is a stock audit is that uh, we have to basically tally their product with tally tally their product with their system and with myself myself uh, with with I do with my eyes. Actually, if the let's try this with example. Let's take an example. Suppose, sir, suppose if the person if the person shows that he have a machine, uh, he have five machine, and their book also shows there are five machines. Uh, I I was present. I was present there and see that. there are only only four machines. We try to find out that where is one machine goes. If one machine is sold, then we see the invoices and etc. Then we confirm that one machine will be sold. If not sold, then where one machine will go on. We try to find out and put the um, and put a report to to that company that one machine will be the- that that one machine will be uh, we actually make the report where I can clearly mention that the uh, where these uh, where these machine will be gone. So actually, this is the if the product. Let's take the second example. If the product contain have the number having the number of 1 lakh pieces. Suppose we found only 70,000, where the 30,000 goes on. So
Hmm.
so if we found that 30,000 pieces will be sold, then we clearly mention that 30,000 will be sold. If we didn't find, then we clearly write the um, these product
Okay,
will be lost.
I
This
got
is
it.
the stock audit. And
Yeah.
And second,
yeah,
yes, second thing is,
second is the internal audit. In internal
yes,
audits,
no, no,
okay.
regarding a stock audit, Indaji, please mute. Yes, yes. As per my view, Amarnath sir, the stock audit is needed in India. Basically, maximum company is cash credit, CC account, 1 crore, 2
Hmm.
crore, 5 crore. And so every year needed by bank for
Okay.
a stock audit, because
Yeah.
valuation needed, because cash credit 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore, then every year bank also needed to what's the valuation of the stock, plant and machinery. So
Okay.
company's valuation is like, so
Okay.
every year practically we see that bank needed a stock audit. So third party means chartered accountant came in company and find out everything. Suppose
Okay.
5 crores is current cash credit, then they find out actual valuation is okay or no, not okay. So this
Okay.
type of practically we see. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So I think here we where I what I see is if I compare, it looks like what we call it here inventory audit.
Yes,
So if we are making products, then there are sometimes inventory audit is done. Inventory audit is exactly like what you have in the stock, what is in the process of being shipped, what is already at the warehouses at the customer site, because many times you don't have whatever you ship from your production line not necessarily goes to the customer one. There are products which is kind of in the shipping in the process, and then everybody has a kind of warehouse near the customer site. You keep it there, so everything has to be accounted. And I think in this area in this country there they call it inventory audit, but I was never involved in that. That was a more of an operational department. I have always been in engineering audit. So my focus was two things. I'm just giving you, this is called quality management system, we call it. So any production site you have uh, anything, for example, any company, Intel, IBM, whatever is the production unit, or any, especially automotive industry now, they have to follow rules, and they have to be ISO certified. And there are two types of ISO here: ISO 2015, um, which is more of a kind of general ISO for a small company, medium-sized companies, any company. And then for the automotive industry, since there is a life involved, because if the production of a auto car is not properly done, somebody can die in driving that car, or it can go into accident and kill other people too. So they have developed a separate international standard that is called ISO. What is that? One six. Uh, ISO 16469 or something like that. I'm forgetting now. It has been a couple of years now,
Yes.
and that also ISO is more of a geared for the auto industry. But more or less they are actually, I would say that it's kind of similar, but there is more stringent rule involved. For example, uh, in ISO 9015, uh, everybody's responsible for quality output and production, all the issues. But in the newer one, ISO 16949, it's the management which is responsible. Because before, what was happening is that when you make everybody responsible, nobody is responsible, right? So yeah, uh, that was not a good process. So in ISO 16949, they have made the management responsible, and for management now they have created a management quality system. So the quality department normally it runs it, and I was the quality manager in a couple of places in my previous job. So it was my role to make sure that uh, uh, we are we. I mean, it is like a license. You have a certification that you are a quality 16949 certified company, and you have to maintain that license with certification. Every 3 years you have to get the externally audited, but for the next 3 years you have to have the internal audits of all the elements of the quality and production, and you have to make sure that you are following rules, regulation, the way you are claiming that you are doing it. So that is the transparency. And then not only that, you can have the customers, they can come, normally they come to audit you every year or every 2 years. And in their audit they will look at those books, your quality audit books, and of course they can tour the plant, they can ask the questions depending on wherever they have issue, or and that includes everything like how you are managing your suppliers, and then how you are managing your raw materials, and then how you are managing your production, and how you are shipping to the customers, how you are handling the customer complaints. So basically, whole spectrum of uh, production they look at, and of course, safety record is an integral part of it, and you have to demonstrate that how you have been managing this. So, for example, it would be that like you say that you do um, manage the that process control by internal audit. Then they would like to see that record. Normally, they would ask you that show me the record of uh, whatever product uh, they are using related to that machineries, they would ask you. So so that is how is in industry in this country. And not only that, I mean, it is interesting that when we check, even the government get audited with these rules, government departments, and they have transparency, and that's why there is so much efficiency in the government industry also here. Or the offices can be also uh, mm, uh, mm, audited, and they can be. I mean, why our offices are not responsible? Because nobody audits them in India. Here, every office is responsible. Every office you call, somebody will pick up the phone, 8 to 5 or whatever their hours is, and then they will address it. Most of the time your all complaint get recorded everywhere. That's true in not only in government office but private, everybody. And then basically then investigation begin, and there is a tracking of everything, all investigations. You have to report back to the customer. If I complain to the government offices for something, they will in turn investigate and call me back. Similarly, in industry, if a customer call that, hey, I have this failure and I have multiple failure now, so then you have to do something. Otherwise, they can shut you down. I know in my last production one, last job, one of the company, I'll not take the name, but you know, they shut us down, and we could. So we basically that production line, they were the main customer for that. Pretty much, we had to shut it down. They said that we are having so many defects. Unless you demonstrate that you have gotten rid of root cause and we are satisfied, we will not resume using your parts. And what happened that we failed to do it, and they all companies have two three suppliers, so we were the primary supplier and we slipped, and then somebody who were like number two and number three, they become their supplier. And we kept struggling. Our team was working with them. We tried to do process change, this, that, but we could not meet their requirement, and we could not recover. So basically, when I left that company, I know they were still trying after a year of struggle. But basically, imagine this: what happens in this country, that uh, you you have to demonstrate that what you're doing. They we could not. They were kind of worried that you were doing fine. What did happen that you had such a large number of failure now happening, and until you fix that root cause and demonstrate is that it is really has gone effectively, and now everything is good, we cannot resume it. And we could not do it. You cannot lie because there is a data driven everything, so you have to support it by data. And then uh, if you don't demonstrate, then that's it. So you are out. You were the top supplier, and suddenly you are nobody. Okay. So now you guys got a little perspective of audit here also.
Yes, sir.
ISO, what is ISO audit? Now,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So, Surender sir, good morning. Today our topic is Kamja
Good
please
morning,
mute.
sir.
Yes.
Good morning to
So,
everyone.
Surender sir, today our topic is I like stock audit, internal audit, external audit. So, I think your background is also accounts. So, please say something regarding this.
Yes, good morning. This is a
Good
very
morning.
good topic for discussion. Uh, in India, basically, audit means like a khana purti. That's it. Uh, Officers came in the offices to audit, and some bribe taken and ran away. That's it. I think, but just I have feel that. Uh, but I visited. I say I will share my experience when I was doing for some time my job with CA, Chartered Accountant. So in central bank branches I have visited for audit purpose, external audit that is called uh, in Bihar. So, uh, so in banks I have seen that when I audited some mishandling by the head of branch manager like that uh, from customers. some extra charges applied. So first, that time was firstly I have visited as a branch for audit purpose in branch. So I asked them, sir, what is this? Why this charge is excess according not a parameter I have actually for the head branch of central bank. Uh, I was given a chart that what should be the charges. Uh, I comparing that it was exceed. So branch manager said that yes, sir. Actually, this is a village areas. Actually, transactions are low. That is why I maintain how I could. So this type of uh, work is going on in village areas. I will say, but in cities areas, bank branches been audited. It was good. I have like what is the name? Sonpur. I have visited Sonpur branch, and that was good. So and here in villages, in like a Sarpanch work are being audited by the officers, but no, nobody is seeing the ledger of Sarpanch. Nobody is seeing the files of Sarpanch. What is the expenses and how you maintain what, and on the ground what is the work. But
Yeah,
just they are asking just bribe and taking, and that's it. Your work is completed. You can yes, you can rest. So this type of,
yeah,
and also companies in sir in Gujarat areas there is the laws that after waste water waste item that should be treatment, after treatment they can drain in the sea, but at midnight they are draining their poisonous water in the sea, and a lot of harmful affected. You can nearby villagers, nearby cities areas, they can see that a lot of problems like
yep,
sea, yes, fishes are dying in the sea, and many more harmful effect you can see. But auditor are coming in the companies, and they are taking only just bribe and nothing. They are doing nothing. This type
yeah,
of, yes, sir.
yeah. It will take some time to clean the environment. Here in this country, giving bribe and taking bribe is, of course, a big crime, and that's why uh, it's at the lower level. It's not visible. Uh, uh, at very high level, maybe there is something happening, but you in the middle class level, uh, if you go, you don't see that kind of thing happening. Like clerical level, engineering level, nobody either give or take. Everybody does whatever is the right thing for the job, and so uh, I don't think we have that issue. Ye- uh, 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 but uh, mm, still, I would say that. I mean, there it's not that if you have this audit systems, still everything is smoothly happening. So, for example, uh, difficulty is that, like I'm giving you again my experience. I was working in the manufacturing environment. So, manufacturing has a mindset that the production out of the door, they get rewarded, or more, their matrix is that how many items are out of the door. They don't care if quality is a little bit missed. Okay, so because that is not their charter. So sometimes they push a product which is really not worthy of being shipped. I mean, basically, not the quality product, right? And so, um, as a quality, we have constantly a kind of internal fight with them that don't do it. So, we would put a system in place so that they cannot ship it, right? And they would, wherever possible, they would circumvent that and then still ship it. So what happens is that fine, they made the production number, but when it goes out of the door to the customer site, at the customer place, out of those bad materials which they have shipped, maybe two, three will pass, but maybe one or two will fail out of the 10. Okay. And then even if one or two fail product, now suddenly the customer they issue their scrap report with all the information they demand. Now it comes back to they return that material. Now it comes to the quality department. Now we have to further investigate that what happened, and we find that look, they they have bypassed our quality metrics. They should not have shipped this one. Okay. So this happens all the time. That is one thing. Same thing happens in the in process, like here everything is that what you call I should say customer supplier. Like if you have 10 different operations, it is going through the product before it is final, then each of them are customer uh, of the previous operation and supplier to the next operation. And so again, there are all the rules and regulation in place that you cannot move the product from operation one to operation two unless you have meet all the requirements of everything, quality wise and otherwise. Then only you ship, but they bypass. So these things, if they ship now in the second, also they are not 100% have completed everything what they're supposed to do, and for some region or whatever they ship it to the third operation. So these kind of problems are constantly which in the production environment you have to deal with. Similarly happens with the materials coming from the suppliers. And I gave you example of how they shut down one of our operation, but I can tell you how I shut down somebody else operation. We are making a target of which was utilizing silver. Uh, uh, in my last job, I was dealing with all kind of precious materials like platinum, silver, gold materials. We are making product out of that, and for semiconductor industry. So this silver supplier, which it was, um, he was the primary supplier, and suddenly he had some issues. It looks like, and so we said that now we are going to put you on hold and then demonstrate that your cleanliness of the silver is so and so, then we can resume and all those things. We asked them to do a big we gave a big laundry list which need to be cleaned, and they said they did it. But after that, we had put internally a verification process that what they are saying is true or not. So we had to check, and then we started checking. We saw the failures continued, and then I called a meeting with them, and I said that sorry, I cannot continue business with you. So this is how it happens here. That and those guys were very upset because we were their major customer, a small company, and suddenly you find that so much silver we are buying from them. Suddenly we stopped buying all of a sudden. Everything is collapsed, all the relationship. So here no whitewashing. If you can tolerate a little bit, you give them chance to give them time to improve it, fix it. They do it for a while. If they can demonstrate that they have recovered, it's okay. If they don't, then that's it.
Prem, you are totally silent. So please say something regarding audit because you are also working in ICICI Bank. So If you have any idea, please share with us.
I have something to say about ICICI Bank.
Yes, please.
So,
Good.
so Prem, I'm your customer. I have my NRE and NRO account with you guys.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Good, sir.
Uh,
Good. Sir. First of all,
uh,
good morning to all of you.
how many of you are working for ICICI
Good
Bank
morning.
here in this meeting right now? Only Prem or somebody else? But
Only
okay,
them.
okay, all right. So what
All we
happened
are
last?
customer only.
Yeah. So last year, I had to do the KYC card update with them.
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
correct, sir.
I don't know. Everybody knows what is KYC, and I said, "What is this?" But anyway, to make the story short, so the form we completed everything. We gave it to them. There was one hitch there that my passport. I carry American passport. My wife carries American passport. So what happened is that we had applied for passport renewal, and we haven't yet got the passport. And I don't remember what was that they were asking. I think there was something to do with the passport. We had to show a, a, a current passport. Okay. So I kept telling them that, look, we have applied, and unless it is in the process, it will take a month or two, and then we will give you that. And but almost like 2 3 months it was going on, we kept giving them that, hey, I have the old passport here, I am in the United States, I cannot stay here unless I have a legal residence, and here is the my older passport already. I made a copy of that one, but you give me time to do it, accept it, that as soon as I get it, I'll. But they didn't accept that one. They just like 2 3 months I had to struggle until we kept sending each other email. And there is a system. What what was funny is that there is a system generated email you guys send to customer every time, that big email. There is no need for that. Stop doing. so 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 finally, I said that to give me the higher level management, and the quality management group, and I talked to them that, look, I am myself a quality manager here, and the way you guys are handling things are not very good. I gave him
Yes.
all the tips that what is your problem. I mean, in this country, if uh, s- uh, when you are dealing with the customer, there will be one person or one group dealing with the customer. What I found is that you have, I don't know how many people you have in the group, at least 10 15 people I corresponded with for this issue. So,
Okay.
what was happening is that uh, nobody was really caring. It was just like a government job. Nobody was caring. Everybody was coming the first time they saw the email, when it came to them, without trying to investigate what is the whole history, what is going on. They would send me something in the reply, and if you try to connect the two three reply together, they would not match with each other because. So I wrote them a good letter that, look, this is not good. That's why you guys are not international banking, because I know that Indian banks who operate in this country, normally they get fined because of all these things they do. They don't have a quality management system. Here, if you are a bank account, I mean, if you have any issue like this, that would be resolved right in the one meeting or two meeting. We kept doing for 2 3 months. Imagine uh, how much time is lost on the both sides. I mean, uh, forget about my time. I was a customer. Let's not worry about it. But bank employee itself spent so much time to resolve this issue, which they didn't resolve. They should have simply told me very first time that, sir, unless you will have your passport, we cannot do anything. We don't accept any other documents, period. Please contact us only when your passport is ready. And then I would have shut down myself that, okay, I should wait for another 3 months unless I get the passport. So this is Here it is a very customer oriented. They try to please the customer. That is the system in this country built. Any bank you go, any issue you go, all the bank, they treat you as if no. They, especially you are any account holder who have little bit good balance, you will get treated very like, for example, every bank I have they have a personal banker for me. Two three bank, Chase Bank or Bank of America, they keep asking me every regularly how things are going, sir. Anything you do, any investment, I mean, they can do anything for you, whatever you want, investment, coordination, all those, home loan, this loan, that loan, and you want CD. They just periodically keep in touch with me to make sure that. So you can call it that everybody here, a middle class family, has a personal banker. And if I have any issue, credit card or anything, I just call them that, hey, this is one, and they will start working on it to fix it. And as soon as it gets fixed, they will report back to me, or if they need any information, they will do it. But in our country, we are not there yet. Everybody does their job 8 to 5, and we do something there on computer, blah blah blah, and send some emails. So I was a little disappointed, but what can you do? This is India yet. Not about, nothing against you, Prem. Okay, so don't think. I have a lot of relatives who are working for ICICI Bank, at least four, five. So,
Okay, not necessary. I can understand your concern, and I'm very sorry for your inconvenience, sir.
yeah, this is
So
this happens. Yes.
right. So it's kind of various, that queries related to that KYC. So various account having kind of KYC update yearly basis, or might be
Oh,
twice in a year. So
okay. So
so I
what is
also
it? Since I'm asking you, what is this KYC? What is? Give me a little background of understanding of what is this basically due to bank. I mean, why they need it? What is it? I
so
didn't pay too much
KYC
attention.
KYC. So KYC, its full fundamental is know your customer first.
Know your okay, know your customer.
Right, right.
I think I would say that better name would be torture your customer. That was my experience, right? Yeah, uh, because
So,
I don't know why the first thing is that why they have to do this thing every year doesn't make sense. I mean, why can't you do it like every 3 years? And especially overseas customers, nothing had
mhm,
changed. I had account with ICICI Bank for such a long time. I used to have first account with State Bank of India, and I remember long time back, probably it was in 90s in Patna State Bank office.
mhm,
When I went from here for a trip, I used the same on the Gandhi Maidan on the west side. There is State Bank of India. When I was trying to come here, I used to use that bank. So I had opened account there, and I had account there for a long time. So in the same branch, when I mean, I was used to hear how the banking works, and there went, and then still the old system of token. Somebody, you go. I think I had to cash the money or something. So dollar into the rupees. And I went at one counter, and then I think they sent me to another counter, and then another counter, and it was waiting. And then finally, the PO was a girl. She became impatient, and we were laughing because me and my wife were talking about it. And I told, that, I mean, how long time it will take? It was like 2 3 hours it took to get the cash,
mhm. Okay.
and we were kind of, oh my gosh. And so I told the PO, look, this is why we are not able to compete in international banking. I mean, as soon as the India government allows the international bank to come and play in India, you guys will be wiped out. Because I mean, you have to use the computerization. Why everybody cannot? Why you have to have that one count or another? Everything should be done at one window, at
Correct,
one
correct,
place.
correct.
That's how it is done here in this country, and you have to compete. Otherwise, you will be thrown out. Somebody else will eat your lunch.
Right. Right. So that's the reason private banking is the come into the picture, making
Yes,
so
that's
many
good.
time on.
So
Hmm.
actually, always it is the government system doesn't work. Very simple. Here in India, we call it different way, but here they call it. This is another management thing which they teach you when you go into the management. Renter versus owner. In this country, this is a very important management teaching they try to teach. When you are a renter of a house, are you going to treat the home as if you are the owner of the house? What do you think? You see what I'm saying? Like like if you own your own house, you take good care of it, right? Make sure that nothing breaks, nothing properly, everything is done, and basically you try to keep it in the good shape. But if you are a renter, you don't care. You pay the rent. If the house breaks, no problem. That's not my responsibility. You just call the owner
Right.
that, hey, your house broke. This sink is not working. Bath is tub is not working. This and that. I mean, any little thing you have, uh, you don't pay attention to it. That can you fix it? Maybe sometimes even the renter could fix it. A very simple thing. But no, he would not do that one. Something is a little broken, call the house owner, and then house owner has to come and fix it. So that is the difference in the renter and owner. Same thing goes here into the India. If you take that, or here any other country also, that when you work for government, your concentration or focus is not the same as if you are working for yourself or the private business. I can give you modern example is the school teachers now. We have in Bihar, where we all come from, we have the Bihar government school versus the private school. And now government schools are almost like being wiped out, right? Because they don't teach, because the sarkari teachers, they get paid whether they teach or not teach. Who cares? So they come and show their body, and they're not interested. Or I also heard that the government load them with so many extra works also, like they have become a extension of government clerk department who goes and do like uh, what is nowadays happening, like jati ganna and jan ganna, and all those things are loaded on them to do extra work. So uh, the point I'm trying to make is that anytime it is a human tendency, when you work for yourself, you do a lot more than when you work for others. You can see in the village, in the I know we all come from the Mithila area. I don't know now Kheti is in the bad shape, I heard, but in my time we used to have uh, dhan ki kheti, right? And you can see that same John, when it comes to do the ropani in your khet, and when they do it in their own khet, what is the difference? Do you have you guys anybody
Right.
has experience in the village of that? You can see that. So that's why it's and America learned it early on. That's why in America government doesn't own any factory or any industry or anything, not even the defense. You'd be surprised that government is completely administrative departments here. They have no production of any kind going on. No jet, no ship, no aircraft carrier, nothing. They don't own those. Those are all done by private industry because uh, of the difference in the two. So always, whatever you can privatize, you should privatize. That's where the efficiency is, because once you are the private efficiency, then you are responsible for all the losses, all the scraps, all the cost. If you are the government, you don't care because nobody get hurt if the loss happens in that one, in that process. So so and you can see that once India started becoming a privatization happened. I think when I left India in early started in 80s, but really it picked up in 90s. Things have changed, but before that, people were in very bad shape. For almost like what 47 to almost 87, you can call it 40 50 years. India was socialist country and it was in very bad shape. And look at all the other socialist country, Russia. I mean, look at it has all kind of resources, but still it is not. It cannot compete. Now it has slipped to what fourth or fifth economy of the world. Uh, China is a socialist country, but China is not purely a socialist or communist country. It has become kind of a pseudo capitalist country where the Australian rules are, they force them to work harder. That's why they are working very hard. And that's why China is surviving. But India is more or less still a socialist country. And that's why we have so much problem.
And Amarnath, sir,
Yes.
so I have one question related to banking industry. Kind of Bank of America is the same bank like State Bank of India
No, as
government.
I said, there is no private bank, no government bank here.
Okay,
There is so just like a Reserve Bank of India, there is a Fed. That's called Fed here. They make all the policies for regarding the banking, like what interest rate has to be, or it has to go up or down, all those kind of stuff. They watch the CPI and all those consumer numbers and all basically money supply, all the financial aspect of things. They overall for the country's economy, they watch that and they make policy. They are a kind of work directly to the president, but they are kind of independent organization. They have Federal Reserve Board. So, but other than that, all banks are here private, just like your ICICI Bank.
because in Mumbai there are there are the corporate office in BKC, kind
Hmm.
of Bank of America, Standard Chartered, right? So that's the
No, so
reason I.
everybody is very heavily involved in India. There is not a see. The thing is that nowadays every bank has a lot of work being done in India because it's very cheap. It's labor. That's why. So uh, every industry has. Thanks God that this country we are able to do the software in India. Our engineers got employed very heavily, and it is mutual benefit because Indians get job and America gets the cheap technical labor force, skilled workforce, right? And so uh, all those, I mean, like here, a software engineer, or any engineer will cost you annual of $100,000. $100,000 is the average. I'm just giving you salary. So which is what about 80 lakhs or 90 lakh or something like that, right? That is what the annual salary of a fresh engineer who has worked. I mean, starting salary once you finish your bachelor's is 60, 70,000. With your master's is about 80,000. When you graduate from master's, your PhD is like 95,000. So it doesn't matter which engineering or if you are a kind of very in hot areas, maybe even in 150 anywhere. So you can imagine what is the salary here. So uh, in that salary, they can hire 4 or 5 engineers in India. That's what everybody is doing it. All the companies they cannot, and engineers here can do the same job as engineers. I mean, Indian engineers can do the same job as any engineers of this country. So basically, America has two places where they have outsourced all the technical work, data work, software work. India and China, these are the two top countries, and now they are trying to diversify into Eastern European countries. So every company you can think of, they have a branch office in India. There is not a single company who has a little bit of automation help, and everybody is in this country has always been focused upon automation. There is a hospital. You go any place, every place is completely automated. Like I was explaining last time, how the doctor's office are here. Doctor's office are all automated. I mean, because it is like doctors. You go to see when the doctors have to. You don't pay here directly to the doctor. You have an insurance card. So insurance card means what? Insurance company pays them. So doctors have to bill everything to the insurance company, health insurance company, and insurance company pay them. So they have to understand everything what the doctors have done. Similarly, doctors write prescription. So that's prescription which get I mean, you get all those medicine, but again those um, um, the company who are filling those prescription, that's like CVS and other companies. There are many small dukans or chain, they do it. Walmart can do it, but again they bill it to insurance company. So insurance company is paying them. So uh, Dawai company cannot charge 2x. Like in Darbhanga ka dukan, anybody can charge whatever they feel like. If they think they are coming from a village, you don't know, they can charge double for a small thing,
Right.
right? Here, uh, they cannot do that one because I am not paying them anything out of my pocket. So they cannot fool the insurance company. Same thing with the doctors. Same thing with the surgery. They cannot say, "Oh my gosh, I need to do this, five different surgery and make money." Like Indian doctors, I heard they do quite a bit, right? Wrong surgery or which is not needed, they will also do it. You have to do this, you have to do that. Here, they have all their insurance company have a doctor on the same surgeons, everything on that side. So they are sitting there. Hey, what you are talking about? Why you need all these surgeries? You have to convince them. Then only you can get chance to do that surgery and get paid. That so so for all this you need a computerization, and that's what it is done. Everything is automated. So as soon as when as soon as I enter any doctor's office, they immediately do few. You will see that clerk is pushing some buttons and writing down for you that I'm here. Then doctor sees, they are putting their, again doctors is putting their report. Everything is online right now. They are doing it. They are seeing me, but he or nurse, they're all already putting in the computer all the input about my health condition, what is happening. And by the time my meeting with them is okay, everything is gone out of his computer. All the why, all the prescriptions, all the information and billing. Maybe it's they have already billed, or their clerks will bill it from the uh, desk, you know, from the office. Their staff, they have always staff. So that's why everything is computerized here. There is I mean, restaurant is also kind of automated. You go there, you will see that how much fast they are doing it, and they are tracking everything computerized. They can tell you, like McDonald can tell you how many Mac they sold in a day. They know it for every hour how many, and so they have hundreds and hundreds of chain store, but they are all connected. They figure it out what is happening in every store. They are monitoring just like you are monitoring in the bank. uh, all the accounts and everything, they are managing all the stores. So society here is completely automated, and that has brought down the cost so much because that made society efficient. Like nobody writes in the hard paper anymore. Everywhere you'll see that everything is done on the computer, typing. Everybody. Oh, I forgot one thing, that we all have problem in typing because we never get trained. Here, the most basic training is how to type. Are you guys able to type without looking at the computer yet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the most important skill you need to teach to all your kids and friends and younger generation. typing.com. Here, right, go write down typing.com. I mean, because I still do the old way, kota ko, like, just like uh, there was no typing in my time, right? I never learned, but ideally we should. So we should educate everybody to do the typing practice without looking at it. We should be able to type. That is the most
So
common
without
scientific.
looking keyboard, you are talking about, so
Huh? Yes.
without without looking keyboard, you are talking about to type, like a fast as much as
Yes.
possible.
Yes. That's how is the life in this country. Everybody, you so engineers, doctors, nurse, pharmacist, bankers. Nobody looks at the keyboard.
Okay, so
So
need to improve.
so to get there, what you do is that type. I'm giving you the free one, typing.com, typing, and go and practice it on your computer. That you have to register it there, and then make
Mhm.
sure that your kids and everybody, like the all the middle start in the middle school, they start teaching it. And high
Okay.
school, by high school, everybody can do that one. Here, high school kids, when they graduate, one of the requirement is they don't look at the typing keyboard.
Sir,
Okay,
I have
okay,
a
okay.
sir, I have a question, sir. Actually, I'm looking
Yes.
for sir. In India, we saw that all the banks are regulated and monitored by RBI. And so, sir, my question is that in foreign country, how the bank is regulated, sir?
Yeah, so every country has equivalent of Reserve Bank of India. We call it Federal Reserve Board here, okay, in this country.
Okay,
So,
sir.
Fed, in short, very short, everybody call it Fed. You will hear on the news that Fed has increased the rate. So it is an independent organization. I don't know what they call it in London, but pretty much every country has that. And they have a lot more power, that they work very closely with the president in this country uh, for the adjustment, policy making adjustment. They give there is constant communication, so that how can the economy of the country can stay positive. We don't have what you call, right now. America has a problem of inflation that's very high, like cost. It has gone up quite a bit. Normally, it was like very small, 2, 3, 4% at the most, but suddenly it has jumped also like 12% or something. So now they are right now the Fed has a charter to bring it down the inflation, because salary in this country is pretty much not going anywhere. Like, it's not like India or any other countries where salary keeps increasing. Here it's kind of a stable salary you have, and suddenly if the cost of the goods, consumer goods, suddenly increased and 15% higher, then it starts creating a lot of problem in the families all over the country. So that's the problem right now. This country is facing how to bring down the inflation. But for all the banks, they have everything is done by Federal Reserve Board. They are responsible to make sure that all the requirements are in place, like how much money you need to keep, stress testing. Everything is done by them. They are the one who are regulating them. Same thing, stock exchange is being also regulated by independent organization.
Yes, Hamzaji, you have any other question?
No, no, no. I have no any other question.
Prem, you want to say something?
Yes, my one question is that for Amarnath sir is
Mhm.
I have seen kind of a migration process under which I found that each and every person has to complete IL kind of examination for reading, writing, listening, and kind of four parameter, right? So
Yeah,
need to clear first. Then only we can think about that.
yeah. So I forgot to mention one thing. I think when see most of you are working in the big cities. So for example, let's say that if you want to come to United States, there are consulate office in 4 5 cities: Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi, Madras, and Hyderabad. At least 5 places I know of.
So talking
So
about embassies kind of thing.
yes, so
Okay.
so all embassy has a section for students to apply to universities and rules and regulation immigration. So you guys can visit nearest one, go there. And like I said, I had visited 40 years back, because when I wrote a letter to Im- Delhi embassy, US consulate office. I mean, yeah, US embassy. I wrote a letter that I was working in Patna at that time, that I want to go to United States. I had no idea what to do. So I just wrote a letter, and they replied me that you have a nearest office, U.S. consulate in Calcutta. So you go there, and there is a student section there, and they can answer all your questions. So when you go there, you can see everything which you need to know, or they will guide you, whatever. But to make it short, yes, there is a if you are coming to United States as a student, that's the most common way to come here. I don't want to go to the other immigration process. There are other ways to also come, uh, and um, and that is that when you come for masters, they want to make sure that you have taken two tests. One is test of English as a foreign language, and that covers what you were saying, that you are
Correct,
able
correct,
to
correct.
read and write.
Reading, writing,
Yeah,
watching, and listening.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And so that is the one test. They want to make sure that you know basic English, you can communicate. And then second test, many university require is GRE, which is just you guys take the banking examination, general reasoning, and all those kind of tests, nowadays common in India for all the banking tests, right? Similar type is called GRE: basic mathematics, basic arithmetic, reasoning, and word puzzle, blah blah blah, all those things. And there are books available for GRE testing, you can call it. And same thing, book is available for TOEFL testing. If you go to Amazon, you can easily get those two books, which is for practicing for those two tests. So you guys need to go and listen to the um, uh, mm, tapes there. There are a lot of videos, a lot of information there in the consulate, and all the list of the universities and everything is there. So once you have done that, everything is just online. You just keep applying, and when you take the test, say for example, you pick 4 or 5 universities where you are applying. So when you apply for those testing, TOEFL and GRE, there will be a section where you can give the name of the university. I think normally they directly send to 4 or 5 universities. So automatically your score will be sent to these 4 or 5 universities for
Okay.
TOEFL and GRE. But if you want to send to other universities every time, they can send, but they will charge you some money, little tiny money. It's not a lot, but you can easily do it. Like $2 or $3. It was in my time. uh, so so that's the one thing. And then you basic application, you have to send your undergraduate record. Normally they prefer it from the college where you have graduated, uh, but our system is not that great that they can easily send the transcript, so you have to figure it out. And once you have sent all those things, then they review your application, and then if they think that you have met all the requirements, then fine, they will say that okay, now I'm ready to send you I-20, but first show me the financial part, how you're going to finance yourself. So normally you say that you have your saving and you are going to finance from your saving. That's what you say. Don't say that you
Okay.
are going to do a job or anything like that. You say that you have worked and your family, they are going to help, and that's how you are going to cover the expenses. Normally the course duration is 2 years, so that's what you say. And then when they send you I-20 paper, which is like basically a paper that university is saying that yes, I'm ready to take this student. So now you take that I-20 and then you go to the nearest consulate office. Normally it goes based on your passport address. Suppose if your passport address is Bihar but you are working right now in Bombay, but your
No, no, my
passport says
passport
that.
address is Mumbai, sir. Aadhaar card address is also in Mumbai.
Okay, so then you can, then they will ask you to go to Bombay office. But suppose if somebody is giving the village address in Madhwani or Darbhanga, then they will be asked to take that I-20 for visa, student visa. You go to Calcutta. So there is a rule there that every region based on the address, passport address, you go to your uh,
Okay.
consulate office for visa. Then in the visa again, they will ask you some questions, and uh, it all depends. There is no very predictable path to say that what they can ask you. It's a simple question: why you want to go to study? What are your plans? Are you going to settle down there, or you want to come back? You always say that I'm going to come back. I'm just taking this
Okay.
education trip. No, if you tell them that you plan to settle in America, they will say that okay, that's it. Uh, so
Permanent plan.
uh, so basically, you have to play very innocently that no, 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 I have this, I have that, I have, like, my father is old, mother is old, I have a lot of responsibilities here. I just want to, it's a career boost for me, so that's why I want to do blah blah blah. And then they'll do. And keep in mind that out of the 100 students they apply for a student visa, maybe 50 gets it and 50 don't get it. So
Okay, okay, okay. Very
so
difficult.
so so you have to kind of keep an eye on it and see how it is happening. And um, and best thing is to talk to some of the IIT students in the campus, because they are very smart. Almost what is happening is that IIT students have a very good reputation in this country. So everybody likes to give them scholarship. So they easily get a scholarship, and almost 70-80% of the students, they they have already a network there. They know. So basically, in the third year, fourth year, third year, they start applying, and then by the time they finish in the May, and in August they are here. They don't waste time like me. It took me 5 years in between, or you guys, because we are doing it very uh, old-fashioned way. But they have already a network. That's what is the importance of the communication. They have already it's just like that IAS exam cracking, right? They are a coaching
Hmm.
institute or IIT exam
Correct.
cracking. You know the procedure, you can crack the exam easily, fast. But if you don't know, then your travel knowledge, maybe you are so smart that you have able to crack it, but maybe you will not. So we come in that we are the tribal people. and
Right,
then
right.
and then there are trained people. The IIT kids are trained people. They have a system in place. They know all the tricks. South students also are very tricky. They know how to come to this country because there is a culture for that one. So
Right,
that's why
right.
if you look at the student population, almost I would say that 75% students are coming from South, and maybe 25% to 30% from North.
Yeah. So 1 year MBA will be also there, right? Like a professional MBA kind of
No,
uh,
normally it is 2 years, but yeah, you
executive
can do that.
MBA. Person
Yeah.
already done MBA in India. So why people will went for that 2 year MBA again to pay a lot many money to
No,
get into
no.
that?
The thing is that here it doesn't go like that. I mean, it all depends how many courses you can take. For example, say it is like you have to take 30 hours. The classes
Okay,
means like you have to take the 10 different courses. So
okay,
10 different courses. if you have taken whatever courses in India, you can take, instead of taking, normally people take like 3 to 4 courses in a semester. Maybe you
Hmm.
can take 5. You can finish it fast. You see what I'm saying? But you have to. There is MBA degree, MBA degree. There is no 1 year MBA and 2 year MBA. So they you have to have a degree. The bottom line is that you want to get a degree, and for the
Right.
degree requirement is so many credit hours. If you have done in India, uh,
Hmm.
you know, uh, good for you. You can just repeat it, and basically you can uh, you simply go to the class and do without doing too much work. You can finish that. So you, instead of taking, normally people take 3 courses, you take like 4 or 5 in a semester.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Hmm. Anytime. And then also by I normally say that, like I said, that everything is online. You don't have to ask anybody. Just go
Okay.
and say that MBA courses, MBA graduate program in United States universities. You'll get hundreds of universities. Okay. And then you go through that one, and then depending on if you where you are, how your credential is, uh, I would say that maybe don't pick the top university like Harvard or Princeton. Just pick the middle level universities, because your goal is to come here. You don't want to be the top 5%.
Right, right,
you
right.
you want to be in the middle 60% population, right? That's what you
Right.
want to be. So don't shoot yourself for the top 5. I mean, you can do it. There are people going, you never know. You might apply for fun, and you never know. You might get it. I mean, after all, people get it. Uh, but basic goal is to come to this country and get employed.
Correct.
So a middle is fine too. A middle is fine too, because
Right, right. So one question in my mind again, for that middle university, the kind of in India there were kind of various the college for MBA. If you select the middle college, or lower middle college, for that fees conversation, like fees will be less, right? So the main thing is totally, that will affect you on the placement.
yes. So
So it's
so
the
that's why
same
you have
thing
to.
there, or
Yes,
how it is?
yes, of course. I mean, it is there, but keep in mind that the unemployment problem in India is what, 20%. Here it is 3 or 4%, and so normally MBAs don't have to worry about that part, even if you are from the middle batting order of universities. Of
Okay.
course. Yeah. So you can still make decent money. You can still make better than engineers' salary. But the thing is that, uh, I mean, you have to have a MBA is only valuable if you have a basic skill also. What I mean by that one is that, say, for example, if you are a software guy, then you do the MBA, then you can get to manage the software industry. So
Okay.
it's valuable for you. If you are an engineer, you are going into engineering, you can do. If you have a finance background, a strong finance background, already you have been doing things, then you do it. But don't expect that uh, uh, you, just because you have done MBA, uh, you can fly anywhere. So that is the drawback is in that degree, that you have to have a basic skill in one field.
Okay, sir.
So I think now 7:42. So
All right, so then let's let you guys go back to
yes,
work. So I have a question that try to popularize it. I have
no,
been now. little bit volunteering to Mithila Student Union. I don't know any of you are interested in that one Mithila movement or not, but
Sir, I
you
was,
know, I'm going to
I'm going.
I'm going to ask them that, hey guys, um, why don't you some of you come to America? Because rather than just
Yes,
wasting their
yes.
time for there's the same thing. So get them involved. Also, that hey, this is a good opportunity to go to right now Canada, America, all those things while you are young, and you can do that. Oh, there is one more thing I wanted to say that I never thought about it, but now I'm thinking about it. I, uh, I I want some of you to experiment it. In this country, there is a
Yeah.
one visa called political asylum visa. You know, if say for example you are politically uh, what you call exploited or discriminated, things like that, you can do it. Say for example, I give you example that suppose if there are Hindu minorities in Pakistan or in Afghanistan, they can apply for political asylum visa in this country. Okay, or maybe even the Bangladesh. So there are loopholes. The reason I'm telling you is that you guys should uh, look into that. Uh, and say, for example, what I'm saying that one is that now there are many districts in India. For example, our in Bihar, we have this Kishanganj district. It's like 90-80% Muslim population, 20% Hindu population. Okay, so if you are saying that uh, my house is there and it's very difficult, as everybody knows that Muslims like to drive out everybody else, and that London has the experience too. Everybody knows about it. So you can utilize that one at least to I don't know. I mean, just is my thought came from because I know some people have come from the other countries. Like for example, Nepali Brahmins were discriminated in what is that country east of Nepal after Sikkim, Bhutan, right? So a few years back there was a problem in Bhutan, and they drove out all the Nepali Brahmins which were settled there. So basically, they were very organized. Through India, they went back to mm, Nepal, but where would they go settle? So they have no chance. Excuse me. So they took advantage of this visa, political asylum, and lot of Brahmins came to this country. And now they, once you come to this country, then you can do anything. Doesn't matter. I mean, once you have entered, you can start your business, your job. You do whatever you want to do, and there are plenty of job. Even if you don't have any experience, you can start like normally rate is $10-11 an hour is the minimum wage rate right now. So you can think. So everybody got settled down, or all those came. So um, these are the things. Another way is that marry a American girl. That's another. If the spouse is, I'm giving you all the ideas. Yeah. So if the
Yes,
spouse
yes,
is American, here is your ticket. You can come here in this country in 6 months to 10 months, something like that. Hmm. Doesn't matter, American, Indian, or like that. There are a lot of girls here also. So that's another thing you can do. Company wise, we already talked that try to get a posting by your company
yes.
to this country, like Himanshu was saying that there are a bunch of them already in Canada. So those kind of things you can do. Another way also people come is that there are a lot of conferences happening here in this country, and then uh, people line up because to this country main problem is to getting visa in consulate office. So suppose if you have applied for a student visa in this country, and your admission is done, but visa part is what you are dealing with the consulate office, and there is a hiccup there. It's not happening or whatever reason. But if you come for a conference here, there are 5 days, 1 week conference, 3 days conference in your field. You sometimes you can easily get visa visa for that. So you come to attend the conference, and then you stay, and you have already admission in a university. So you talk to them that, hey, I came for a conference, I want to stay. So now, to get you the student visa, you don't have to go to India. They will do something about it. At the best, if you are in the US, they will say, okay, you can go to Canada, which is a lot more lenient than the uh, American consulate India. So you just cross the border, you get the visa here in Canada, and you come back, and here you go. So these are the tricks. Also, a lot of people do.
Right, and it's all about
Yes, yes,
jugaad. We all need, sir.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Uh, so I mean, there is always, you never know, right? You should have the intelligence of every weapon, like Dronacharya. He could use all the weapons available at that time, right?
Right, right, right.
Definitely.
So I want you guys to have all the things in your knowledge, and you
Sure,
never know
sure,
what will
sure, sir.
come.
Yes,
All right, then that's enough for today.
yes, yes. Yes,
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 sir.
sir. Enough, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank
All
you.
Thank you
right.
so
Thank you,
much
sir.
for your
Thank you,
time.
sir, for the
Have a
session,
wonderful day.
sir.
Bye.